You're gonna show everyone?
That's what I'm doing.
Boom! That's the sound of a shotgun going off after someone just pulled the trigger. The world of shotguns may seem vast and mighty. However, they're all the same, basically the same thing. They use the same components, but they're just modified to do different things. There's many types out there in the world of shotguns. You got your slugs, you got your buckshot, you got your trap loads, your steel, your pheasant, your high brass, and your turkey loads. And that's some of them. There's some obscure off-brand ones out there, but we're just going to go over the main ones today. So, but first, if you gotta understand the different ones, you gotta understand what a shotgun shell is. So it's this little puppy right here. You put it in your shotgun. This is a 12 gauge one, and you gotta understand the components. This is the cap, and that's just what sits on there. And here's your primer, and when you pull the trigger, that's what gets hit, and it hits. That creates a reaction. It causes the gunpowder to burn, which pushes the wad, which gets wad. That holds the projectile. It's usually lead, steel, and now they're coming out with tungsten ones. But for the fancy ones, you can also get them with rubber BBs. And here's your crimp up here, and that's just what holds everything in place from falling out. And then this is just your standard hole. That's the outside of it, what holds it all together. Now, for the first variety we're going to talk about, the slug. Fortunately, I don't have one in my hand, but all a slug is, it's just a standard shotgun shell, but instead of many tiny BBs like the normal ones, there's just one giant piece of lead in there, and they're designed to go shoot deer. Some people even use them on home intruders. Here's the next one we're going to talk about is the trap load. This one is called a trap load. Designed for sport shooting, those little orange targets out there. Some people also use them for bird shot. They're typically about 7.5, 8 shot. A shot size just refers to how big the pellets are that's inside of them. They're typically about 2 3/4, which refers to how long it is, and they're just all over the place. The next one up is a pheasant load. It's similar to a trap load, but they're usually about 3 inches long, and they typically get about 5 or 6 shots, so a little bigger than the trap load or the birdshot load. And they're just designed to go hunt pheasants, as the name suggests. The next one up is the steel shot. They're designed for waterfowl hunting, such as ducks and geese, because of the government regulations. They're usually longer, about 3 inch, but they can get up to 3.5. They're typically labeled super steel, and they're about, because steel's softer than lead, they have to go up a shot size to about 1 shot or 2 shot for the steel. And the next trap load we're going to talk about is a turkey load. It's similar to a waterfowl steel load, but it's designed to go hunt turkeys. They're about 3 inch to 3.5 inch. And you can get them in lead or tungsten nowadays, and they're usually about 4, 5, 6 for lead, about number 9 for tungsten. Then another common one, this is more common for home defense, is the buckshot round. And instead of using your standard shot, they use what they call like buckshot pellets. It's like 4-aught buck, double-aught buck, and so on. And they're most commonly used for home defense. Another round that's out there is a high brass round. It's similar to the birdshot load, but this piece is called how high up the brass goes. And when it's low, they call it a low brass. When it's high, they call it a high brass. But all in all, those are the basic types of shotgun shells. Hopefully you learned something new. That's about it.
4:34.